So Scott from this season, 90 Day Fiance, Love in Paradise, he's been doing the absolute most on his Instagram page. First, he was shooting his shot with Tiffany Franco, and Tiffany said that she would hang out with him for a day, only under one stipulation, that he has to actually come out to her. And she says she has to be able to do his makeup while they hang out. So pretty much she will do it, but she wants to make sure she gets some free promo for her makeup company through the whole deal. So I was watching Movie Mad's YouTube channel, and if you don't know who he is, he's the YouTuber that Scott has been pretty much attacking on a daily basis recently, because he just expresses his opinions about Scott, and Scott doesn't like what he has to say. So I was watching one of his videos recently, and he actually had this girl who was talking to Scott reach out to him, and he had all the receipts, and she was talking to Scott the whole time that he was talking to Lydia. So this girl sent him receipts where Scott admits that he was talking to Lydia and it was just all for the show, and he was hitting on this girl and hooking up with her the whole time that he was talking to Lydia. So he acted like, to this girl, he wasn't talking to no other women, and he was just talking to Lydia just to be on TV and for the show, and pretty much just like acting like it was fake. And then he told this girl that he's going to be on another season of 90 Day Fiance. So let's put a pin in that one so we can bring that back up in a minute. So this girl had a feeling that Scott was talking to multiple other women besides Lydia. So she went to one of those Facebook groups called Sis, Is This Your Man? And I don't know if you guys have heard about them, but I know they have like a Kansas City one where I'm from, and they have them in all kinds of different areas where girls, you post a man, and other people, if they've been talking to them or messing with them, they'll comment below and be like, yeah, I've been talking to him. You know, it's how girls find out that the man they're talking to is either cheaters or hoe bags. So this girl posted a photo of Scott and asked if anyone was talking to him, and multiple other women commented and showed receipts that they were talking to Scott as well. And even two of the girls, the girl who posted Scott and another girl, ended up talking, and they were exchanging receipts with each other, conversations they had with Scott. And they even found out that they slept with Scott in the same night. So hopefully he at least took a shower in between. So even when Scott was talking to Lydia, not only was he trying to blow up Liz's old email, but he was talking to a gang of other women. And he sat there and told the woman who dropped receipts on him he's coming back for another season. And Scott keeps saying on his social media that he has a big announcement, but he's waiting on TLC to give him the green light. So I'm assuming with him telling this girl and him telling everyone he has a big announcement, but he has to wait, I'm assuming that he is most likely going to be coming for a season of 90 Day The Single Life. It just makes sense from him trying to shoot his shot with Tiffany, and then like when Karini added him and just accepted his following request, he makes a video on his story saying thank you, Karini. And then even him and her went live together last night, and it seems like this dude is trying to do anything to get a female right now, and he is also on multiple dating sites. So because of all that information, I think he's going to be on the next season of 90 Day The Single Life. I bet $5 he's going to be on the next season. So I think Scott doing the most on his social media, trying to get previous cast members' attention, that's him just really trying to scout girls that he can possibly go on dates with if he does make it on 90 Day The Single Life. So Scott ended up going live earlier today, and he ended up answering questions now that the season is officially over. I'm uploading the full live and me reacting to it to my Patreon right now as we speak. So make sure you check out my Patreon if you haven't already. So Scott, during his live, he admitted that yes, I have filed for bankruptcy. And he didn't say it was the fourth time, but Starcasm did some digging and found out that this is the fourth time this man is filing for bankruptcy. And he admitted that in over 2 years of talking to Liz, he dropped over $30,000 on her. And he said that it's his fault. He said, you know what? The first time it was her fault for leaving me, but me giving her another chance, that's all on me. And so Scott said that he is terrible with his money. He at least admitted that and was honest about it. And he said his next partner, he's going to try to give them control of the finances and let them manage the money because he's that bad. Man, Lydia's daughter was right, though. I don't usually agree with her. But she said that Scott was trying to find him a young, hot Colombian girlfriend. And Scott admitting that he spent over 30 racks on this girl in 2 years. Man, she was right. So in Scott's life, he also admitted that as he said previously, that he owes over $30,000 in hospital bills because when he had his stroke, he unfortunately didn't have insurance. But not only that, this man admitted that when he ended up, so he ends up having a stroke last year. Before he had his stroke, he was a respiratory therapist for many years. Well, after he had his stroke, he said that he couldn't work anymore, but he said he decided, okay, let me try one last time. I think I'm good. So he went to this hospital and he got hired on as a respiratory therapist, and they had a $20,000 sign-on bonus. And most jobs, they give you your sign-on bonus like after 30 days, after 90 days. Scott got lucky because he was struggling at the time because he had no money. He hadn't been working in a long time, and they gave him the $20,000 sign-on bonus all up front. So this dude had $20,000, and then he said he only worked a couple of days before he realized that he just couldn't do it because he kept forgetting things. He was exhausted. So he ended up quitting after 2 days and just kept the $20,000. So now the hospital is suing Scott for $20,000 for not giving that money back, and he ended up admitting that on his live earlier. So that is another hole that he's dug himself as well. So in the season finale, we got to see Liz ended up leaving Scott, which, I get it. He came on way too strong, way too fast, and she said honestly she was creeped out. She said that he was really controlling and jealous and possessive the first time they talked, and she thought things would have got better, but she just gave it some time, and now she's realizing that Scott's just as bad. So she ended up getting freaked out. She jumped on a plane and went back home. So I think when Liz hit up Scott, yes, he loved her, but I also think he got excited because he's like, oh, this is my golden ticket to for sure be on another season, because that's what this man wants more than anything in this world. So after he lost Liz, he's like, well, what am I going to do now? So he calls up Lydia and begs Lydia to meet up with him one last time. So luckily they had a translator, and Lydia wanted to give Scott a chance to hear him out, because in the past, when they tried to talk, she felt like her daughter pretty much dominated the whole conversation. So she sits down. At first, Scott was real apologetic. But then, after he apologizes, he admits that he had Liz over and that Liz came over for 2 days and left him. And Lydia was just dumbfounded. You could tell she instantly regretted her decision to meet up with Scott. And she called him a straight narcissist. She's like, this man really just met up with another girl and now is coming running back to me. And he's like, Lydia, I always want you to be in my life. So pretty much he's telling Lydia, like, look, I don't want to date you, but I want to keep you as an option. And Lydia was over it. And she got up and she walked off. And Scott didn't know what to do. So he jumped up and asked the producers. He's like, should I follow her? And the producers were like, no, it's pretty clear. Maybe you should leave her alone. So that was the end for Lydia and Scott, and the closure, I guess, for the both of them. And like I said, I have a feeling that's not the last we are going to see of Scott. And he keeps hinting left and right this isn't the last we're going to see of him. And he's going to be on our TV even more in the future. And like I said, I'm betting now it's probably going to be 90 Day of the Single Wife. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.